Hey guys, it's Parker here, back with an episode of the Great Ace 22 Resolve. Yeah, it's part 6. Whoops, I was like, part 2, no, it's part 6. Okay, so we're listening to a witness testimony from Meter Man and this lady, I forgot her name. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigating meter money collection agent. Ultimate gas meters accept thorough penny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter of Mr. Shancer's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. That's not thieving, what is? Huh. So, you assert that there was no coin in there? Pray forgive the discordancy, the irrelevance that this testimony caused me to turn to my halo chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Seeks? Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling accuser an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court, and yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and the Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. Of course, it's a frickin' airplane going by whatever Fancy speaks. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Do what you will. Lord Francis appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas step with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance, but it was not the same room. But I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is. Okay, I guess I'll just press all the statements and try to get as much information as I can. Because I feel like we're still in the dark here regarding the crime scene. Knowing Mr. Mousman, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Most people use about 3 coins in a night. Bit more than that usually. They have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Huh, think about it, so Seki-san doesn't have a fireplace in the room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, when they have gas for heating. Huh. Every 3 days, Gasman like me visit properties in the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. Okay. So he didn't see any coins there, then how did they use the gas without any coins? Hold it! Weeks and weeks, he's been pinching gas off us for ages. Oh. How is that possible though? I found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't, which is exactly why I demand a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shancer Special. That sounds like it would cost an awful lot of 3 penny pieces. But even after all that, the restless meter was still empty. I'll never forget that humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found a bear. You what? I said, you what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. I pulled the meter, stared at the wall, took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Could you stop doing that with your scarf? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what? What? A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of the mater? Okay. This is making me very uncomfortable. Oh. Stop pulling on your scarf. Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man. I think this is prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. Okay, new evidence. Okay, let's actually look at this. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too? Wasn't there beeswax in the soap? It was like red beeswax on the soap. So if Mr. Shones were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo! Mischief of the kind is not the sort that Mr. Shones would... You know, you didn't finish the sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that gas company wanted to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? I mean, aren't there like already a rich-ass company because everyone's using freaking gas? But that doesn't really excuse you from stealing. But like, is he really stealing? Oh, there's a crack here. Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here. Just a little hole, do you see? Goodness, you're right. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So, you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shanspeare? Possibly, since the people of Ultimate Gas must have missed it. How would they miss this? This is a pretty big-ass scratch. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit in there. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious. Huh. Oh, that is very suspicious. Alright, I think that's it for the the meter. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of the meter. Oof. Oof. Okay, I am actually gonna present this.
Objection!
Lady Ultimate, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing! I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. You didn't notice that. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's made at the base of the coin box? Hole? What? You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shanspeare secretly opened this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Ultimate, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? Yeah, then maybe like Shanspeare like tricked the machine into thinking that it was a coin. What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coins been fed is a through penny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meters tells coins apart by the shape and size, which includes their thickness. A through penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. What if you could just make a fake coin? The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. The meter is designed for coins the exact diameter and thickness of through penny. Nothing else will fit. But conversely, then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way, the weight comes to a certain extent as well. We thought of that though anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the coin box and empty the meter, the contract says the customers to pay 100 times the amount they diddle. That's fine. We live for moments like that. Us gasmen do. Live for them. Ha ha ha. It would seem the gas company has thought of everything. Wahoo! Hooray for gas! Hooray for cash! Ultimate all the way! That's quite enough of that. Remind me, how big are through penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. I think I just said that. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is that 2 centimeters measurement is significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on? Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Okay, I was thinking I should like amend that statement to the diameter of the coins because I feel like that's important. Because like the diameter here is exactly the coin diameter. I was just thinking about that. There's a circular depression on the side about 2 centimeters across, so I think I'll just amend her testimony and then I think I'll just present this. We did find a soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there are 2 bars on the little edge just beside the window, so we took this one. But I'm sure that's when we first found it. There was a sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? Okay, so this is like exactly the exact diameter a coin would be. So I think I'll just yeah, I think I'll just change it. Gosh, this game like really makes you do all this shit. Alright, present the soap.
Objection.
Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as it were through penny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of coincidence, while we were investigating Mr. Shansier's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a through penny bit? What was it? The item in question is this. Soap. What? Have you been inhaling gas as a bar of soap? It certainly looks nothing like through penny bit, I must say. It looks like I'm going to point out exactly what I mean here. What's so important about the soap is this part here. This one.
Got it.
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to the round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as the through penny bit. Get away! Does anyone here present have in their position through penny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? Why? I thought we just need 1 coin to compare it, not everyone's. Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a through penny bit. Now, to see if it fits. My word, could it be more snug? Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Ultimate Gas Company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Wow, even a skirt is like a bee design. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the depth of gas. Yes. The depression of soap is clearly made by through penny bit. I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force to a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. And then you can use as well as some melted wax or something important to the mold. You can make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shakespeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Quite true, Lady Ultimate. And that's just some black magic can make them disappear. I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. Yep, the hole on the bottom. Here.
Got it.
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found the soap. Ah, I get it. That's right, the answer, of course, is ice. Did you say ice? Mr. Chancellor is leaving soap like this outside his window each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth and space, and then the freaking coins like melt out of the hole. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing ultimate gas. Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water? That's right, madame. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? Yeah, I'm very sure I didn't design it. Evidence! Sorry, I want evidence if we're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish. I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Why are you like tearing up, Susato? Very well, Lady Ultimate. If you like evidence, I'll provide it. What? It's in Naruhodo. Are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory you come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shakespeare is stealing gas is... I mean, wasn't there a freaking puddle on the ground? Right? Right here, there's a puddle on the left. I will present this.
Take that.
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shakespeare. What remnants? The puddle! Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly, it's the water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out the hole made in the meter. If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the alchemist was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's other evidence too. Mr. Chancellor slumped over his table, apparently having consumed starch 9. And right there next to him is a bar of soap broken in half. You're right. It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? No, he's just breaking it. Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but... certainly not. He didn't beat around about the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Chancellor was found with a fork in his hand. A meal of soap as a... Do you mean to say he was using that fork to... Yes. To extract the frozen coin from the bar of soap. Duh. But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. Lord Van Zeeks. I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hail bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this, Counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend in question. What exactly did you establish in your most recent cross-examination? Well, that Mr. William Shakespeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it! That's exactly it! What she said! Very well, let us assume the man is a liar. Liar? Not a liar. A liar. Now, allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of other vessels that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young Gas's testimony, which you have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison can enter the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You what? Order! Wow, counsel, how does the defense respond? Mr. Naruhodo. What was the point of the last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all? Like Lord Van Seek is saying, raise an objection! We can't just let it all go to waste. No, this isn't over. Oh my god, airplane passing by again! The defense will not rest. What? But, counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the scrupulous method employed by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss? Lord Van Seek just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all. What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption made due to lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we learned so far together and consider as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to consider. Namely, was the poison in the tea? Because they're talking about poison here, right? We've all been led to believe that the starshine poison that affected Mr. Shakespeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume, but that's conjecture at best. Objection. The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There is no other possibility. I mean, didn't Soseki-san also drink the tea? Then why isn't he poisoned? And since there is no trace of the tea left on the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison. Objection. As I said, the situation has changed. I was just waiting for this another airplane to go through. It's just been like 3 to 4 airplanes going by. Because in fact, some of Mrs. Natsume's tea was left at the scene, and a particular piece of evidence proves it. A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence do the scene of the crime tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? I mean, let's see. Yeah, didn't the tea spill, like, right next to the soap? So... wouldn't traces of the tea be in the poison? I mean, in the soap? Good gracious. The soap again? The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice? Yes, that's right, my lord. It just came back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. Soap? What are bars of soap? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they found it there. I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So he discovered the Gasty's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins he found in soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red? No, you mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I'll remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Nossman earlier in this trial. That evening, yes, I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shanks' room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. Oh yeah, the water pump was frozen. Ah yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. So on the night in question, Mr. Shakespeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Nossman in order to make his fake coins. My word! Then where was the poison? Whoops. I just skipped over that. There were 2 bars of soap on the window edge. Oh yeah. And we only borrowed one of them, which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shanks' window. Extraordinary! Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that even if 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what as until now has been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Nossman's tea actually contains strychnine at all. Arg, you smug Nipponese. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to discover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Ballot! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. What if Shanster freaking took the soap away? It would seem you have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Sakes. None, my lord. Scotland Yard discovered the tea from the scene and carried out the requested test immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution defense will conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim. Yes, my lord. Well, we managed to escape through there somehow. Thank you, Constance Gordon, to join until tomorrow. Yeah, there's some distant asymmetry where it doesn't really like all occur on the same day. To be continued. Some cases like take several days because you have to like back and investigate. Those cases are pretty long. Alright, save. And these cases are pretty long, so we're in for... Buckle up, y'all. We're in for a ride here. Phew, we made it back in one piece. Just... To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London. You're very nearly fattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense in Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can find some new clues to record tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Is everything alright? I suppose I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, in the Old Bailey, no less. The truth is, it shouldn't be me. Should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that we follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I know that Miss Kazuma-san will say exactly the same if you're here with us. Thank you, Sasao-san. Thank you. Oh, that was a really heartfelt conversation. Okay, yeah, why don't we talk with Susato here? Okay, so we could like visit there, visit the hospital and talk to Shakespeare. Kasuma Soki, the best friend I ever had, and Lara was such promise. He really saved my bacon in the horrible incident just before he left Japan. Yep, he was there, always there for you. As a stowaway? Yes, he can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know. Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Why go to his lengths so that I can accompany him to Great Britain? Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial, that you really ought to go into law, be a defense lawyer. You got a natural talent for it, believe me, I guarantee it. But I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, I can't force you, obviously, you have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London's cultural capital of the world, the city at the forefront of everything. It can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes. No, that's true. I suppose though. If you were to become a lawyer, then one day... One day what? Oh no. Never mind. Naruhodo-san? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about Kazuma. Yes, he's forever my thoughts too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better, that was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course. Yes, that's right, but... Yes? I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Naruhodo-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-san's true intentions? I mean this. His katana? I never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course. No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it. When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Karuma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Sogi clan. A Japanese man's sword is a soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling on that subject. There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. Something you have to do? Yes, I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. What did he mean by something very important that I have to do? I had hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when he arrived here, but as yet, I've not found a single clue. I see. Alright, let's move. Shall we go say hello to Mr. Schultz and Iris? Yeah, let's go. Might as well. We have to investigate anyway. Oh, Bruno and Susie, hooray, you're back! Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am. I knew as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups. Really? Thanks, Iris, but actually, what is this small, foul smell? Aha! The wonders return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court. Oh, for Mr. Mustache's case? That was today, was it? I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. I managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least. Really, I would like to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Lord Van Zyx an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. Just not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo. Not quite what I asked, but still. Mr. Sholmes? Whatever is that, a door? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed. That's a sign of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science. Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Might as well talk with this guy. He is my favorite character. Ironically, he is my favorite character. Lord Van Zyx. Yes, it's an interesting supercut he has, isn't it? The Reaper, the Bailey. Was the legendary prosecutor's fault for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the court, sooner or later the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? Yeah, we know. By falling under a pedestrian carriage, drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to sudden fever, quite out of the blue, being set upon by highwaymen. I mean, aren't those just coincidences? Or I guess it happens so often, like people are like, I don't think these are coincidences. If the rumors are true though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zyx's own hand. As it happens, Mrs. Zato, this is quite impossible. Oh, why? Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever those incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi. But really? And so his reign continued, but 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until he arrived in the country, Mrs. Naruhodo. Yes, so I heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was stressed to that trial at the Old Bailey. Yep, they're just like reiterating what happened in the Great Ace Attorney 1. Poor Bruno. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky. Or incredibly unlikable. I think it goes deeper than just me. It's just a general loading of all Japanese people. Why don't we talk about the foul smell first? Cause like, oh god, like, racism is a heavy topic. So what is that indescribably foul smell? Ah, well, most probably this I would say, what is that? What is that? What is that? My dear fellow, it is of course my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at the drop of some tea. Oh my. There are some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some on the less frequented streets. They regard so what purports to be high quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves with drab flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. I mean, can't you just tell whether it's real tea or not by the smell? So, when 1% of one appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris. At the ready, Hurley. What? Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens? Oh. It's turned completely black. And what a foul odor it's giving off. Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes, and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It would appear this cup is a particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious, but what do you do with the black liquid now? Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you? There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes. Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madame. Right. The point is, we're entering a new era of science, and the world of criminal investigation also. Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting times. I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigation technique is based. This little tea intigate was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. Okay, let's go. Japanese people. With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Mrs. Otto myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Orvan seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese kind of races. Indeed, it is an interesting observation. Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes? It was about 10 years ago that Barak Manzis chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. No, what the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair. Oh, but... I mean, at the end of the Great Ace Attorney 1, he did say that he was betrayed by a really close friend of his that was from the Empire of Japan, so maybe that has to do with why he hates them. But like, you know, just because one person was bad to you doesn't mean you hate the whole race. Like, that doesn't really justify your racism. Okay, anyway, so your T-test, is that an example of forensic science? Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of higher or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases then. Perhaps a more practical example is required fingerprints? Not yet, except that of course as evidence I might add, really you are dragging our heels here. I hadn't even heard of them until recently. Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course. Does it mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There are others in the field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints. Skin prints? A nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation. Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes. As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. I'm sure, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues. That's the spirit, Runo. See you later. Yes, until later. I just like how the gestures are like the same. It's like father or like daughter. No, Mr. Sholmes, you're thinking you'd come with us. You were? Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we witnessed your forensic talents in action. Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines, but you go on ahead. I should be sure to follow you later. In all likelihood, probably, maybe, well, I might. Your commitment astounds me. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Sholmes, so eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Runo. Bye, Susie. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, okay, why don't we go to Missy's hospital? Well, it's not a hospital, but the hospital that she's residing in. What do you suppose is happening? Yes, I hear angry voices. What? Be not angry, oh ample lady. Don't call her apple lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. Mistaken, my foot, you were looking at my painting. The eye of man has not heard, the ear of man has not seen. Oh my god, just imagine this freaking clown looking at your painting. God, I would be like, just go away. Tough swallow indeed. The poison that mustache villain gave us me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you die from that poison. God have mercy, ample lady, but those seas I have vigor still. Behold! My Shakespeare dance! Oh my god, what is this? This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Yeah. This looks so weird. Just see a grown man jumping around and just... Ah, lo, this is life on the land when source is the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shakespeare? And Mary, I do believe I've returned to another word. He was looking. That's what he was doing. Look at my terrible work. No, don't say your art is bad. Eastern Bell, so dark, yeah, glad. What? Face, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? Wow, like his expressions like suddenly changed. It's so creepy to me. Anon, excellent. Okay, bye. Mr. Shakespeare might technically be the victim in this case, but there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. I'm so sorry, I'm such an awful person. Miss Green, is everything alright? Oh, yes, I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. Oh, I see. We're delighted that you soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. Oh boy. This lady is just a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot to unpack. I wonder what her painting was. So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green? I am. Thank you. I mean, people do recover ordeals like this, don't they? People like me? Well, yes, it really was an ordeal, wasn't it? As far as I was concerned, I was just walking on the snow one evening, minding my own business, and then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I'll look back on this mildly. Really? Anyway, I'm still getting my things together. Okay. Sorry to take up your time, you're obviously busy. Well, I guess that's it for this, location. Alright, why don't we go to Mr. House's room? I think I'll just go through all the locations, actually. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we're hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer presenting the defendant has the right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yeah, I know the score. Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge beside the window, did you find it? Yeah, you found it right. There's a small amount of tea in it, as you said. I knew it. This is the identification section of the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today. That's wonderful news, thank you. Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? Nothing, forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything here. Okay. Examine? This will just investigate every... I don't know, like, I think I just kind of got used to Sholmes just being there in random places. Ba, 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 bum. Man, if I had my kazoo right now, I'd actually play it, but I won't. I won't. Why don't we talk to Sholmes? Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once the great detective one is always under scrutiny, it seems. Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised? With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madame. Alright, let's see it, Sholmes. What's all this? All this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Herlock shows sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from a teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mr. Shaster's cup? Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches. A sample of the secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution. By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touches is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. Oh yeah, I think the fingerprint thingy was shown in case 2 in the Great Ace Attorney 1. Spray? How do I do that exactly? A little press of A on the button. The area you're interested in is all discarded like this. Oh, what is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator in the pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered instantly while I was developing this idea. As you do. I like using that word, as you do. Go ahead, try, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Well, there's nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore. Yay! Just spray everywhere. Woo! Okay, there was some fingerprints over there. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if it recharges. There's a lot of fingerprints in this area. Ooh, there's a lot of fingerprints in that area too. You know, this is kind of fun. Look, there's dozens of handprints here. So there are a great many indeed, so much that it's hard to make any one individual print in fact. Brr, such a chill down my spine. Sends fissures down your spine. Perhaps he's leaning against the wall while I admire this picture. This does not look natural at all. Unlike it, I would say it's a rather dull scene after all. And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel. Oh, very true, Mrs. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery then. What the heck? What the heck is going on here? What? Okay. Oh, why is there a fingerprint on the box? Excuse me? What the heck? I sprayed that same area and nothing came up, but okay. Oh, look at all this here. Ah, yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints. Why is it on the floor? Why are there so many of them on the floor in just one spot? Oh, perhaps he just had a bad fall just here? There's nothing obvious that he would have tripped over though, is there? I wonder. Personally, I'll just stumble and just nothing obvious to trip over. I think there's something only a great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes. Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. So weird. Well, we sprayed Mr. Sholmes' amazing fingerprint indicator all over this room, didn't we? We did, but there are 2 places in particular that are of some interest, I would say. Oh, the handprint on the floor there, and the wall by the picture, you mean? Yes, and I think the floor warrants closer investigation. I'll be a moment. Ah, what is it, Mrs. Sato? Look here, Mrs. Naruhodo, one of the floorboards has popped out. One of the, you mean, is a secret hiding place? Excellent work, Mrs. Sato. So, what do we have in here? Oi, what are you lot doing? Inspector Gregson, stand aside this minute. It's my job to investigate there. Munching on the food furiously. No need, Inspector. You continue digging into your portion of chips while we dig around the floor here. Your fancy talk's putting me off my food anyway, Sholmes. A new bit of evidence is exactly what I need. Wow, a secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. Maybe it's like an underground tunnel to the next room. It's not a hiding place that you make use of in Japan. I don't think I left a straw to Tommy Matt. No, I know, but I never expected one of these wooden floorboards to move either. Oops, I just like hit the mic. It's got me wondering about the floor over there too. Aren't you curious? Oh, I'll investigate it once. And there was like handprints on the box, so maybe he moved the box so he could like look more at the picture, or maybe behind the picture. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly, only the wall. How disappointing. Maybe on the other side of the wall, maybe there's something. But then how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that. There you are, print for you. Alright. Oh, thank you very much. His invention can make prints too? Now then, I wonder if Inspector has found anything on the floor there. I'm desperate to know. So am I. Alright, Inspector Gregson, did you find anything? I'd love to know anything hidden under the floorboard there. I'll wait to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson, really, it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as you're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. What? Oh. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. Ugh, I killed the nose under the floorboard. Alright then, fair is fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should always fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows the wind as quick as the weather. Oi, stop making me some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? Alright guys, I think we'll find out next time in part 7. But yeah, thank you so much for watching part 6 of The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Next time we'll just be talking to Gregson a little further. So yeah, bye. See you guys next time.